In Magic, you should always play with cards that make you happy. So today, I'm playing with one of my favorite cards that never really made it into Vintage, Ranger Captain of Eos. Welcome back, Vintage Gamers, to a Vintage Challenge where I am normalizing playing with cards that you enjoy. Ranger Captain of Eos is a card when it was printed that I thought would be quite good in Vintage. Being able to sacrifice and silence your opponent on non-creature spells for a turn, tutoring up another card, it felt like a pretty strong card to me. But at the time, there weren't really good one-drops, and also one white casting cost is very prohibitive, especially getting rid of Lurrus. However, it's still a card that I really want to make work in a somewhat viable deck shell, and so this is what I've put together for today. This is basically the blue-white cats list that like Biggest Bird and Montolio were playing. In fact, I started with Montolio's list, and I am just cutting the 2-drops, the Ajani's and the Voice of Victories, to make an additionally large Ranger Captain of Eos package, and we're just gonna see if this is good enough by itself. So we're playing the heavy blue controlling shell with the full free counter magic, spell pierces, a bunch of removal, and I am playing the Guide of Souls Ocelots, which I'm hoping is like the powerful win the game one-drops that we're looking for, but also being able to tutor for a blue card to pitch to force. So I have Tamiyo and Mockingbird here. And then Mockingbird combines really well with Guide of Souls and Ocelot Pride to compound those energy and creature generation engines. Tamiyo I felt like would be a nice little addition as well. I wasn't sure if I wanted one Tamiyo to tutor for or two, so I put two in. It doesn't play very well with the like attacking part of this, but it does play well with the counterspell part, so we'll see if that actually is good or not. Then obviously we get to play basics, we get to play Wasteland, which is really nice. We have a huge array of blue spells, so we can play all of our forces. In our sideboard, I have put 2 cards for white, including the protection from white tutorable 1-drop, the extra swords that's missing. I have a bunch of graveyard-based cards with Containment Priest and Leyline of the Void. I have a bunch of anti-artifact cards with Stony Silence, Energy Flux, and Consign to Memory. Yeah, I chose to just play all 1-drops really, and see how much we could build around this Ranger Captain of Eos, which I think reads as a very strong Magic card, but hasn't really seen any play to back up that assumption. And it's a card that I just like the idea of. So we're going to play with it and just see how it goes today in this Vintage Challenge. Looking to play some paper Vintage? The next full proxy ELD Vintage opening is happening in Bellingham, Mass on February 1st. I'll see you there. Okay, chat, let's go. Round 1, Vintage Challenge. I do not have a cat. My opponent, on the other hand, does. Looks like. Yeah, I am not the biggest Starfield Shepherd fan, but it's just a different deck. Right now, we're just working with Ranger Captain of Eos as our thing here. So this has no 1-drops, but it has 2 captains. I have the ability to get to 3 mana and fetch up 2 basics. So I think this is a pretty reasonable starting point. But yeah, so like the things we're going to look for during the course of the day is Ocelot, Guide of Souls, Mockingbird a strong enough attacking engine without the 2-drops? Does Ranger Captain of Eos tie this together in a meaningful way? Is 2 Tamiyos the correct number, or should I have played 1 Tamiyo? How does the removal and interaction suite work against the format? Those are the kind of things we want to observe today and see what we can learn from. Whatever happened to Doomsday, by the way? What do you mean? Doomsday is still a small meta percentage deck. It looks like my opponent's playing blue-black Lurrus Doomsday. That is doing extremely well in the metagame. High win percentage, just still a low play rate because people don't like to play the deck. I'm going to save my Spell Pierce for countering a Doomsday, though. This being said, I don't currently have a Swords or March of the Otherworldly Light in my hand, so I don't have a good clean answer to Frog right now. One of the things that our deck doesn't do is our deck does not play very many draw spells. So something to keep in mind as well. Yeah. Doomsday, like, The meta shifted away from like being good for Doomsday because like there's a lot of blue-black Frog, right? So that deck is pretty good against Doomsday. I actually don't think I'm going to cycle my Lorien Revealed, so I can keep both of these things. And I didn't put a Meticulous Archive in the deck. I actually cut the Meticulous Archive that was originally in the deck because I was worried that we would not have the ability to, I mean, like play with turn one, the 1-drops and stuff, because I thought we would be playing lots of 1-drops. Our hand did not have a lot of 1-drops, but which is unfortunate because I think 1-drops are quite good against the deck that wants to combo kill you. But I don't feel like I'm allowed to put away like force Spell Pierce creature hand. So, though I kind of am looking to hopefully maybe Spell Pierce this turn so that I can get a Ranger next turn. We'll see. But yeah, so I would say the meta shifted away from Doomsday in a bit, and then the Doomsday deck's kind of reconfigured, where about half the players now are playing Lurrus with their Doomsday deck, and half are not, and both decks are doing well. So, I think I do not want to draw more lands. I don't believe I'm getting wastelanded. Maybe that's a silly thing to think of. I guess you theoretically could play wastelands in your Doomsday deck, but Swords. All right. So I think I'm just going to play a Ranger Captain. Maybe it's silly to go down on Spell Pierce here, but shouldn't die with Force and Ranger's activated ability, I would think. We could get Dazed, I guess. I don't think there's a 1-mana blue spell that counters this. There's an Ancestral. I see. I really don't want an Ancestral to resolve, but that's certainly a reason not to tap out of Spell Pierce. I just feel like there's no real guarantee. Like, I could use my Lorien Reveal for a land, but there's no real guarantee I'm making it to the next turn and having a land drop to play Ranger and have Spell Pierce up and have Force up. So I felt like it was better to just play this card. All right. So I guess if my opponent has Ancestral with Force backup, I may die. Oh, what did they force? They forced my Ranger. Does that mean I'm dead? Must mean I'm dead, right? They have Ancestral Force backup Doomsday kill? Looks like it. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't sound like I was winning anyways. This Doomsday resolves through a Spell Pierce, and Gush resolves through a Spell Pierce. Like, I think I'm just getting Doomsdayed here. I think the biggest problem with this game is not having a 1-drop to pressure my opponent, but I can't know that my Lurrus opponent is going to be on Doomsday. In fact, the percentage of the time my Lurrus opponent is on Doomsday is a very low percentage of the time. They did also have Misstep. This is true for Spell Pierce. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Doomsday is a broken deck still, even though people don't play it as much as they should. And it does broken things. This will be a hard deck to, I mean, it won't be a hard deck to sideboard for because we're already pre-boarded. we are 100% pre-boarded. We might change actual factual no magic cards. Our swords are still decent because of Frog and Lurrus, so it's not even that bad. Yeah, I mean, I still am a believer. The only people who tell you Doomsday are bad is Eric, so. Every Doomsday player thinks it's broken, and most other players who know the format think it's pretty good. So I really don't know that there was much I could have done here. With opponent just having Ancestral with Force, Mental Misstep, and Doomsday kill. Like I said, I have no sideboard cards for the matchup. Like, you could theoretically bring in Consign, but I'm not actually sure that that's good. I already am pre-boarded with 9 free counterspell, 10 free counterspells, 3 spell pierces, wastelands. Oh, I think the Grixis 3-drop decks are very bad. I would not recommend those. The question is March March is worse than Swords, I think. Yeah, I think we're just gonna run it back. Like I said, we're pre-boarded for this matchup, and our hand wasn't even bad for the matchup, but opponent's hand was just vintage. Not much we can do. Well, like the thing is, like Flusterstorm. Like the cards you are beating Doomsday with are the cards you're already playing, so it's like it's kind of tough. If you're playing a blue deck, I guess. If you're not playing a blue deck, then usually you should kill them faster. But like the thing is, like you're not. The problem is for decks like Breach and Doomsday and PO, you're not really supposed to target them because they're not a high enough meta percentage, right? Like you're not supposed to build your deck to beat those decks. You're supposed to build your deck to beat Mono White Initiative, Blue Black Frog, Raker Shops, because those are the decks that are actually being played the most. When you get beat by the 3% meta share Doomsday deck, like it feels bad, but you're like, well, I wasn't really supposed to do anything about this. Like when this is kind of the reason I don't like the Lurrus Frog Doomsday deck, because I have to play all of these swords in my deck to beat Raker and Initiative and Frog, right? And the best part about playing Doomsday and Lurrus PO and Lurrus Breach is that those decks don't care about Swords to Plowshares. And so when you put Frog and Lurrus in your Doomsday deck, you actually like get rid of a huge advantage of playing the Doomsday deck, which I kind of dislike. This hand's really good. It's got 2 cheap threats and a bunch of permission. If they counter this, they counter this. I think I would rather hold my Mental Misstep for like a Dark Ritual or something like that. Like I saw my opponent going to do it for Misstep, and I didn't even on F6 because I think I would almost never counter back there. I have more where that came from. I don't think that a Ponder is worth Mental Misstepping, though. And that could be a misevaluation, right? That's just how I evaluate the matchup. I think the misstep priority or the power of misstep in this matchup is extremely high, and fighting over a 1-2 is probably not where I want to be. I think our best draw is probably like Ocelot Pride and then a blue card. Or I guess maybe a blue card and then Ocelot Pride because I can't play both in the same turn. Sure, I guess a blue card. But like we need to make sure our clock is sufficient. Them countering Guide of Souls does make our second Guide of Souls worse. I can tell you that land is not the card I wanted to see here unless it was Wasteland. Also, we have seen 0 Wastelands, which are incredible in the matchup. They are so good. Like Frog here is actually a problem. Like I would actually have to counter Frog because I don't have any answer. Like maybe I would just let it resolve because I have swords in my deck, but Frog is a problem here versus my specific hand. Opponent has 5 cards and 3 lands. See if they just go for a Doomsday. Preordain's fine. I might not even mental misstep a Dark Ritual now. Because like, it does get rid of my ability to force a second time as well. Kind of tough. It's a hard spot. Opponent is Xeroxing. The forbidden word. Cantripping all over the place here. Unable to scream on our Guide of Souls. Yep. All right, well, now we have an answer to Frog. Something. Take it. Thoughtseize. Mental Misstep, your Thoughtseize. Another good card to Mental Misstep. But the problem is my opponent has drawn 10 more cards than us in this game, so it's going to be quite difficult. We didn't really put on a lot of pressure because I chose not to misstep the Guide of Souls. It's tough. It's all a balancing act. Put him bottom there, which is good for me after topping the other one. 3 cards left in my opponent's hand. No Frog. Lorien Revealed. I don't think I want to land off of Lorien Revealed because it's holding up 2 forces right now. I will be punished by drawing Ranger Captain as my punish if I do that. Dark Ritual. That's allowed. Bye, Lurrus. All right. I'm going to pitch Lorien Revealed in case I don't have to force back again. Then I can still have 2 more forces this game if I draw blue card. Plains. All right. It's kind of crazy that I don't really want to draw Wastelands anymore. What is my creature count in this game? It's like 4, 8, 12, 14, 18. Let's see. Of course, it's always nice to buy a cat. I am not saying that playing Ranger Captain of Eos is better than playing a Lurrus. that is not the conclusion I'm trying to help get us towards here. I just simply wanted to play it. Daze. Oh man, my 3-drop got Dazed in Vintage. And they get value off of their tap land. They're gonna get to do another Undercity Sewers activation. Classic. Classic. Kept a card on top. Doomsday. Well, I can't get Dazed now, so small victories. Ocelot Pride. That is not amazing right now, but it's something. Ponder. Hopefully they like ponder into a frog and keep it. That's like our best. It's our best thing that can happen to us here. Like land, frog, and they're like, oh man, a frog is pretty good here. I'll keep a frog. Anything else, we're probably just dead. Like if they, I guess Shuffle would be good for us here, but if they like keep a Doomsday or something, we're gonna die. Keep a cantrip. They kept what, Treasure Cruise. Seems good. I honest to God believe our Doomsday matchup should be pretty good. It's just we're getting completely and utterly bullied. Unable to Scream was quite good here. Yep. Cantrips and delve spells still work in Vintage, even if people will tell you otherwise. I think Sorting the Lurrus was actually worse. They just buy back Bobble. They don't really care. Then we're super dead to front. I don't know. I could see the argument, though. I don't think that's an unreasonable idea. Xerox Delver? No. This is the only cantrip-based deck in Vintage right now. Yeah, I mean, Doomsday is the broken deck. People don't want to tell you that, though. If you've watched my channel for the last 7 years, though, you know. It's kind of depressing. I think it's kind of nice, actually. Cantrip-based blue decks have been the best deck in Vintage for a very long time. And you can play Legacy if you want to play Legacy. I think it's kind of nice that cantrip-based decks in Vintage are not dominating the metagame. Like, you can do it. Like, it's not bad. It's a blue deck. It's always going to be fine. My only hope here is that my opponent goes for an Oracle and just like forgets that I can swords. Seems unlikely though. They're gonna have Flusterstorm back up here. I assume they have Flusterstorm back up in this pile with Lotus as their final play, but... Wait, what happened? Oh, Unable to Scream is a blue! Ah, that's so sick! I didn't even see that. That's so cool. Unable to Scream was a devotion to blue. With one card left in library. That's so cool. It's really sweet, actually. Yeah, I didn't see that at all, obviously. That's very cool. I like that a lot. Our Ranger Captain getting dazed here was absurd, by the way. Like, actually so good. Sync would have been fine, but not great. I don't know. I was like, why? I was so confused why it said we lost. Oh my lord. I was so confused. I was like, huh? We lost? What? I thought for sure we were like, opponent like didn't put an Oracle or whatever into their second pile and we were just going to game 3. I was like, what is happening? Very cool. All right, we got bullied. We got a powerful 0-1 bracket matchup here versus Sean, Desolutionist. If you want to watch both sides of the stream, you can. Just don't tell either of us what the opponent has. I've got my classic Plains Daze hand. I'm gonna probe my opponent and see what they're working with here. Mind Break, Gifts, Brain Freeze, Underground Sea, Ancestral. I see. I guess I will not be playing into the Mind Break traps. I think I would have played into both Mind Break traps, so clearly Gataxian Probe is broken. So if I play 2 spells this turn, I run into Ancestral Traps. Wait, they're just jamming Ancestral? Does that mean he drew Force? Oh, I just went for it. Okay. I will not be playing my Ranger Captain into the Mind Break Traps. So my opponent's hand is Trap, Gifts, Brain Freeze. +2? All right. I will play a Ranger Captain of Eos. They drew Force. Pitching Gifts. So my opponent's hand is Trap, Gifts, Freeze. This is my first spell of the turn, so I have to hold my next spell after. I mean, this is not much better to fight over unless he draws Lotus, so... I just won't play my creature on this turn. Gataxian Probe is a little bit of a broken magic card, huh? So what am I getting off this, chat? Am I getting Pride to clock the... Oh, my opponent! Last unknown card is consigned to memory my Ranger trigger. You got it, homie. All right, my opponent's hand is Trap, Gifts, Freeze. And I have 4 power in play. Well, draw land. Can freeze himself now. Mockingbird, a solid draw. Into the battlefield, a copy of any creature with me. Okay, cool. I thought I'd get like more things. I don't get more things. Okay. Good to know. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good one here. I think I would have lost this game if I had not had a Gataxian Probe. I'm not going to lie to you. I probably would have just played into the 2 traps. They forced it because they would die if it resolves. They're at 2. I mean, if Brain Freeze hits, then like, you draw Underworld Breach and you hit Lotus. Oh! If he drew Breach, he wins. I guess he doesn't win because I can just respond with Ranger Captain of Eos. Maybe I should have just made him. I don't think I'm supposed to. I don't think I'm supposed to Ranger until he like cast his Underworld Breach, right? I think I just hold the Ranger because both of these kill on attack, so I can just use this if he ever threatens to kill. So this is like actually the perfect example of why I thought Ranger Captain might be good in Vintage, right? Having the ability to just crack this and silence your opponent when they go for their kill, if you have like enough tempo, could be good. That game was kind of close, actually, for how bad opponent's hand was. I think I'm going to bring in some amount of Stony Silences here. Because we definitely don't want any swords. That's a clear cut. So maybe it's just 3 Stonies for 3 swords. Seems reasonable. And then all the other cards are still good. I think I'd like to have a March. This is another, like, I actually think that these kind of decks, these kind of Wasteland creature counterspell decks are pretty good against things like Doomsday and PO and Breach. Nothing else really to think about here. I guess I could think about bringing in another Stony, but like, what am I taking out for that? A basic, maybe. I think I'd rather just hit my land drops. Okay. I think Tameo is incredible in the matchup. I don't know why you would want to cut a Tameo. I mean, yeah, it gets turned off by Stony Silence, so does Black Lotus. You're not going to cut Black Lotus, right? Not 100% sure this hand is playable, but let's try it. Mox is really good against my plan here. I don't think it's bait. Like, Tameo's a blue card. It actually has a higher floor. Yo, what up, Trina? I draw another Wasteland. I don't think I'm going to show this strip mine yet. I think I'd rather hold these Mockingbirds. Like, Tameo is a blue card, tutorable 1-drop. Yeah. Clues get turned off by Stony Silence. Don't think that's a big deal. Not a problem. No land drop follow-up? It's probably bad for you. Hey, what do you know? A Tameo. Pretty bad with Mockingbird, to be fair. Ooh, Mana Drain is turned off. It's pretty good for me. No, follow up. Ranger. That's a thing worth playing here. What do I get off this if it resolves? Probably... Probably guide. Second spell. Mental misstep. It's fine. Wonder if he chose not to mental misstep Tamiyo. I think I'll crack a clue. Get this wasteland in play. It cracks clues. Soul ring. Just gonna negate this. So now I can play a Mockingbird as a Ranger Captain, right? What do I need to do? I need to make it cost 3 mana. The manual issues of mana. Okay. I think I still just want... I could just do another bird and just keep making Ranger Captains. And it means I can draw another blue card for force. Seemed really good. I didn't really consider that as a line that I would be doing very often, but... I'm not going to crack any of these clues, am I? Because this Ranger Captain can just get me another blue card for force. My opponent did run into mana trouble, but it was induced by the cards that I chose to play. And then game 1, we probed into a trap hand and played around trap, countering Ancestral. I don't know if opponent was supposed to jam Ancestral in my upkeep. Like, if I play a spell, then jamming Ancestral like gives you a better chance of maybe resolving it with the traps. But maybe it just doesn't matter. You just have to hope there's no force. Kind of the risk of keeping like one land Ancestral hand in general. So this was my deck actually working. I guess the key to winning is just drawing wastelands, huh? Fair. I was interested in this Mockingbird Ranger line. I don't know if I realized that you could just play Mockingbird for 3 mana as another Ranger when I first did this. But that actually is a pretty powerful interaction. Turning every Ranger into another Ranger seems pretty good, actually. So that's cool. Okay, round 3 versus chess. Not a great hand versus Lurrus, all things considered, but probably still fine. Really hate having negation versus them, but pretty sure I'm leading off with a wasteland here. I don't think we want to Force of Negation Moxen, no. This is okay because all I need is 2 mana and I can Mockingbird it. I feel like getting rid of a blue card if I have Force of Negation there is not very strong. Because a frog is pretty bad for me, though. Another Bowmaster. Okay. I need to not get wastelanded, though. I don't think this is fast enough tempo to be worried. Ah, perfect. So now I have a plains, I can go get an island, and then I can Mockingbird a Bowmaster, and then I can Mockingbird a Bowmaster, and I should be stable. This negation is like protecting me from a lot of things. Obviously, they got head on tempo with this negation jet, but like I'm protected from a couple different options here. I don't think like getting rid of a Lorien Revealed or a Time Walk or a Mockingbird is a very good use of an extra card as well. The biggest problem right now is the opponent just like deploys a frog. What is this? Another one? Ancestral target me. I think I'm okay with countering it. All right, my opponent forced back, so I'm taking... Is it lethal? I guess we'll just find out. I can draw swords to plowshares, so... This is an extremely aggressive line that I can't say I approve of. I think this line is really, really bad, and I would not make it if I was the opponent, but it's chess, so it might win anyways, huh? Let's see. 6 damage puts me to 9. And then I take... Yeah, I guess I die. I could... If I had just drawn Swords to Plowshares, he would just lose on the spot. I mean, yeah, I think we just got Luxac, basically. I think that was a pretty bad play, but sometimes it wins. That's really unfortunate. Okay. Sometimes you die. Let's bring in a swords, and I want to take out some number of negations, but I don't have any other cards to bring in, so... I think the play is like really actively a bad play, but sometimes you die to actively bad plays. I guess we're just running like this. I don't even have other cards to bring in for negation, right? Like Consign is not very good. Flux isn't very good. Priest isn't very good. This card is not very good. Chess said he made the play because he thought I was on mono white initiative. I guess that is fair. I guess I was assuming Chess knew what I was playing. I still don't agree, but that's fine. I see his reasoning, but I think it's real sus. Like, you just don't have to do that. You have you can just ancestral yourself. You know? It's just risking the game that you're already winning for no reason. It's fine. We move on. I think his play makes sense if he thinks I'm on mono white initiative, to be fair. I would probably also make the same line if but like, what mono white initiative player, like, you can't think I'm on mono white initiative where I led no Moxen Wasteland, right? Like, that's just not a mono white initiative draw. So I think like evaluating me being on mono white initiative is pretty sus. But I do think that the play makes sense if you're on mono white initiative. So that's something. I don't really want to negate anything here because I probably want a Lorien revealed for basic island if I can do that. Unfortunately, this does let my opponent... What? There's a Soul Ring? All right, fine. I didn't really want to negate anything, but a Soul Ring seems like a lot. You guys see a Fatal Push for my pride? It's pretty good. My own Ancestral. Yeah, I'm going to cast that. Ollie's tapped out of Bowmaster and Spell Pierce. And I'll probe and see what he's working with here. Virtue's Ruin. That's pretty good against us. Saga, Drain, Wanshitong. I see. Urza Saga does not cast Mana Drain. Classic Mana Drain by Lurrus. Kind of need a Wasteland for that, though. Did not draw a Wasteland. Actually, I've drawn way too many lands. Ranger, Captain of Eos. Force? Drew Force for turn? So the hand is... And they pitch Wanshitong over Mana Drain. So the hand is Lurrus, Drain, Virtue's Ruin. Okay. Saga's gonna get a Black Lotus for Lurrus. Drew fetch land? No. Okay. Not good. That's pretty good. Can't Mana Drain that. So the hand is Mana Drain, Virtue's Ruin, Lurrus. I think I'm just gonna sink this. Maybe that's not necessary, but... Seems like a decent timing window. Hopefully he just taps out for Lurrus here. Bend an Emerald, and I can play it with Lurrus. Man, Surveil lands are so strong. Seems good. Oh, Drew Black Lotus. Yeah, my bad. I should have wastelanded. Silly me. So he's got Lurrus, and he's holding open Drain on Black Lotus. It's not bad. Certainly not bad. I feel like Wanshitong's a lot better than Drain here, though, right? Could have had that. I drew Ranger Captain. So if my opponent's hand is Mana Drain, Virtue's Ruin, which spell would I like to get drained? I guess I want the swords to get drained. If we leave this in play, and we could Mockingbird it, which would actually be quite good. All right, we got our swords drained. We know my opponent's hand is Virtue's Ruin. I'm going to go get a blue creature. Probably a Tameo. Feels like the best way to play this long term here. Obviously, Virtue's Ruin kills Lurrus as well, so... But it does get to bring back Black Lotus. Hopefully it doesn't draw like another Wanshitong. That would be bad for me here. Or a Lorien revealed would be pretty bad for me. I could have taken Mockingbird, and that would have made him maybe attack with Lurrus, and then I could have copied Lurrus. Maybe Mockingbird was just better. I was like thinking of a world where he like, yeah, like he has a Virtue's Ruin, right? So I just feel like I should get a blue, like an actual blue creature. So I am interested in still playing this guide out, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I could just Ranger captain him for a turn here. He'll probably just trade with Lurrus if you. I guess that's not that good. He drew Fatal Push. Oh, he drew Orcish Bowmaster. I see. That's really bad for me. That's so good here. He just double blocks, kills it, replays Bowmaster, and then I can't Tameo and draw. Yeah, all right. Fair enough. Oh boy. That attack was really bad, I guess. My bad. I mean, I can still Tameo draw here. It's fine. I'm in a bad spot, aren't I? All right, I guess I'm just dead. They drew another Bowmaster? Why are you pinging that? Oh, just pinging that in case I played another card, I guess. Yeah, I shouldn't have attacked. Obviously, attacking was bad there. I'm going to lose the game because of it. Oh, yeah, I'm super dead now. All right, my bad, chat. I don't think I would have won the game if I had not attacked, but it was definitely better. This game went so poorly. Oof, man. This card is so good here. This Bowmaster rip is so bad for me. Normally, I would just Mockingbird kill the Bowmaster, but I just don't have access to it right now. Guess I'm just dead. I played this game really poorly, though. It's not gonna do it, is it? Gains a life. Maybe that does do it. I guess I just get Wrath, but I have an answer to the Wrath. I didn't realize I was ascending that turn. Wait, why don't I get a clue? Do I not get a clue? I'm confused. They ripped stock up. So if yeah, but didn't I gain a clue this turn? Oh, it's not for each you gain this turn. It's for each one you control that entered. Oh, I didn't know that. I see. That makes sense. It makes sense. I just didn't realize that was the case. So my opponent's hand is Virtue's Ruin +1. If my... Am I hard casting this? Or am I alt casting this? I guess I can't cast Lore in your field if I draw Mockingbird anyways. They're not playing Pio. I think they're just playing blue-black with stock-up. I wish alt cast this and plays around Spell Pierce and Fluster. I guess it doesn't play around Fluster. It's probably on Spell Pierce. Yep. My team's dead. Their Lurrus is dead. I've got a couple turns here. They have one card in hand. I drew Force. Let's see. If I attack and I activate, I go to 5 and then I die. If I attack and I don't activate, I guess I can just attack. I guess I just wait one turn here. Well, I could draw swords. I can draw a creature. I could draw another draw spell. I guess I don't have other draw spells. This deck probably should have a brainstorm in it now. I guess I forgot a brainstorm. I guess I forgot a brainstorm here. Should have put a brainstorm in the deck as an additional way to flip Tamiyo. The original list didn't have it because you don't really want to be playing brainstorm in the original list, but now I should have had a brainstorm. That's a mistake. I have 4 swords effects I can draw to. Not a lot of my creatures are great here, besides Bowmaster, which is besides the 4 Mockingbirds, which are fantastic. I think I would rather wait a turn here, block, and force. And then next turn I probably attack. Pretty dead. I played really badly, though. Like, if I had simply held back my Ranger Captain, I think I would have had a pretty playable spot in this game. There's my swords. I can crack. Well, what am I swordsing, though? Man, this sucks. I think I might have had to attack. Means if I had attacked and cracked, I would have hit swords. The problem is, like, I have to get rid of this orc army. I guess it's fine. I guess I just swords on their turn here. If I just didn't attack, I think we were going to win this game, probably. Hardcast Force is my opponent's last card, which I cover with Hardcast. I mean, we stabilized here, so... Oh, God, that was my last fetchable. I think casting Lorien in this game is not a really reasonable line. Wasteland. All right, we might win this game still. See how kind the top of our deck is to us here. Mockingbird draw is nuts. Another Tamiyo. I think we attack and then play a new Tamiyo and don't crack the clue. Then we can theoretically flip our Tamiyo on the next turn. See what opponent draws. Probably has some stock ups and stuff to draw too that are quite good here. Bobble is fine. They're gonna know my top card. It's a Pearl. So I think we just attack. Oh, I guess drawing 2 cards is not good because I will die. Okay, I guess I can't attack. Never mind. It's probably bad for me. Should I just draw now then? My opponent is just like has a lot better top decks than I do though, don't they? Like they have stock ups in their deck. I feel like chat doesn't understand how this game works. Like this is not favoring me. If I just sit here and do nothing, it doesn't favor me. How do you not see that? It's my fault. I should have just ignored and just gone. So stupid. I just make the play, Justin. Don't be convinced. Now I don't even get to draw at all. Unbelievably bad play by me. Another okay. I mean, it didn't matter. Twitch chat is right very, very seldom. I played atrociously. I'm so stupid, man. I'm really good at this game. I should just trust myself more often. To be fair, it would have also still lost, right? Because I would have taken 1, and then I would have played and flipped Tameo, and then they would have ripped a Bowmaster and killed me, and it would be even more tilting. But I mean, this game is entirely because of this Ranger attack, which was horrible, and lost the game on the spot. Hi, chess. So, like, I think game 1 was totally fine. We just had to... It was unfortunate, but, like, this game I threw the entire game with my Ranger attack, and I can't really complain about top decks or anything when you make the, you know, with the play that you did have, you make the complete wrong play and throw the game, so... Yep, that's another one. Unfortunately, all of the players who have 0 wins have dropped from this event, so I got a round 4 bye. I'll see you for round 5. Okay, here we go. Welcome to round 5. Obviously, we talked a lot with chat about round 3 versus Chess Knight. I played really, really poorly in that match, especially in the game 2. Just like bad attacks. One thing was that attacking into top deck Bowmaster reminded me a lot of the attacking into the Hull Breacher from Jewel. I think it's just something I need to work on, which is make sure I stay focused and make correct decisions on the actions I'm taking, and maybe that means focusing less on interaction. Either way, we're gonna do our best here to keep playing and of course keep interacting, because that is part of why we do it. We're up against Blusvon, who is just playing blue-black Lurrus, and so this negation is not great. And then I like fetch land into Lotus, playing around Daze, not playing around Spell Pierce, I guess. Oh, just getting it negated. Pitching Force. Let's see. Okay, this is fine. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to their upkeep, and I'm going to cast Ancestral with negation back up. This helps me with like Bowmaster and Spell Pierce. Force again, pitching Frog. Negation, pitching Lorien. Ancestral. Resolve. My opponent has 2 cards left in their hand, and I have 2 Ranger Captains, Swords, and the basic Plains. Fetching basic island does mean I can't play like double white card here. Oh, is he actually on Doomsday? Or is there just a Ponder in this list? I think he's just got a Ponder in the list. I think he's on Lurrus Frog. Let's get the Plains in play here, and let's get an Ocelot Pride. Unfortunately, this Ocelot Pride is like really bad into a Bowmaster here, but not much I can do about that. Surveil, and surveilling a negation, passing the turn. Hopefully I draw a blue card. Nice. Attack. That's a really good draw, blue card here. Okay, the Ocelot Pride hit, so it's making tokens, and I'm going to go get Ranger. And what am I going to get off this Ranger? Should I just go get a Guide of Souls? I could get a Mockingbird. I could get an Ocelot Pride. I actually have no clue what is the best. I guess if I hadn't drawn a blue card, I could theoretically have gone Ranger into getting a Mockingbird or a Tameo for a blue card as well. Let's get so if I get Wastelanded, I can't play Ranger. So I might want to get like a Tameo or a Mockingbird. I'm just gonna get Mockingbird. Just like thinking about like how my turn is gonna go if I get Wastelanded here. It's another Ponder, huh? Shuffled. Maybe he is on Doomsday. Cruise. 1 card remaining. I don't think the Spell Pierce does anything any longer, so I'm just gonna pitch the Spell Pierce. Okay, 1 card left. Nice. Swamp was his last card. Fair. We would have been able to play multiple cards. All right, that was pretty good. The problem here we have realized is we don't actually have very many cards to bring in. We're only bringing in swords for a negation, and we don't really like negation in this matchup, but the only way I could get around that is if I take some of my anti-artifact hate and make it into more removal, which I could do. I could play like Path to Exile, Dismember, that kind of thing. Might be worth it. I think the biggest change I want to make at the end of this is I want to put a Brainstorm in the deck. I'm going to take a Brainstorm, and I'm going to take out, like, I don't think I'm going to take out Sync. I could take out Sync because I have March, actually. So I'll probably take out Sync for a Brainstorm. It's not super common to play Ponders in blue-black, no. I want to take out Sync for a Brainstorm, and then I want to maybe swap around the sideboard a little bit. This hand looks great. I've got removal. I've got Tameo. Oh, I'm definitely okay with that. 2 basics again. Looking at their own top card. Filter it with a fetch land, maybe. No, I don't think so. Not basic Swamp and Mishra's Bauble. I guess Mishra's Bauble could have been. Not basic Swamp makes me think it's just blue-black, like a different version of blue-black. So they fetched and they kept on top, and I'm just going to play a Tameo. I think getting this in play early is strong. God dazed, man. Their tap land dazed me. I think I'm going to fight over this. I don't want to fight over this, but is this not how I advance my game from this spot? So if this Tameo doesn't get immediately Fatal Push, then I'll have Spell Pierce and Swords up, and I'll start making construct or tokens. Nice. the tap land again. That's a really good sign. Ray of Enfeeblement. That card is quite good against me. Kills all my units. All right, so now if I get Fatal Push, I have some cover. And if they play a Frog, I'm in a good spot. If they play a Bowmaster, it's not that bad. I'm not going to crack. I'm just going to pass open here. I think I'll just play a Tundra out. We can even build up to a double clue crack and flip. Like if they play a Bowmaster here, I'll probably just swords it. I have another sword, so. All right, so they get a 1/1. They deal me 1. Brainstorm. This is a good enough spell pierce target. I think that's going to hamper my opponent significantly. And then they didn't hit a land drop, so I'm going to fetch another Tundra. And then I'm going to go for the Tamiyo flip. Kind of an uncommon thing in Vintage, especially when I forget to put Brainstorm in my deck. I have a Ranger Captain. I plus my Tamiyo. I'm in a great spot. I am in a beautiful spot. I can buy back swords or spell pierce now. It's a frog. No, this is blue. Cruise. Negation. Not a card that gets kept in versus frog very much, so opponent's probably not happy to see it. But I just didn't have any cards to bring in, so. And they're out of here. Kind of a clinical showing. We get to wasteland them and then go Ranger Captain by like anything. And plus Tamiyo. Yeah, I mean, that was our deck working at full potential, I would say. This deck doesn't seem bad to me. I feel like it's a little clunky, but we haven't really, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, YouTube watchers, if you're still here? All right, welcome to the 6th and final round of this Vintage Challenge. We are 3-2 with our Ranger Captain of Eos Brew. It seems okay. Things are working. Opponent has a Lurrus. We do not have a Lurrus, and our hand does not have mana, so we mulligan. This hand has mana, so we keep. What card do I want to put away? One of the spell pierces for sure. All right, here we go. Let's see what kind of Lurrus my opponent is. My opponent can be Frog, blue-black, or Esper. They can be Doomsday, Breach, PO, Deathrite Shaman, or a Brew. So, we'll see. Sapphire C. God, please do not play a turn 1 Frog on me. My hand is ill-equipped for that. Upkeep, keep Ancestral. All right, well, we are certainly behind in this game. The die roll we probably needed to win. Is it better than Frog for us here? I don't know about that one. I mean, every deck is blue, right? It's more along those lines than anything else. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fetch a basic plains, and then I'm gonna use my basic plains to Lorien Revealed for a basic island. I don't know that my opponent's not on Doomsday, but. And then I'm gonna play a Guide of Souls. I still have access to Days and Spell Pierce, which is not too bad. I don't think it's worth it to like take a turn and wasteland our opponent when they've already resolved Ancestral, so black. Fatal Push my Guide of Souls. Okay, it's dead. Okay, it's gone. So they are likely on, I guess, they're either on Lurrus Frog or they're on Doomsday. Hard to tell so far. All right, we are using our Wasteland. Hopefully they're not on Doomsday and Gush here. That would be bad. We are not in the worst spot considering we were behind an Ancestral. Blue, black, frog. Okay. I'm gonna swords it. I'd like to Mockingbird it, but can't protect that Mockingbird right now. So I think I'm just gonna cast swords on it and see how that goes. Mental misstep. Well, I can spell pierce, make them pay everything, and then daze. Probably have to. And then untap and Mockingbird and hope it's enough. It's not gonna be enough, but everything is being covered pretty well. All right. Show us if you're blue, black, or Esper. Looks like it's blue, black. Their own spell pierce. All right, well, I was ready for that, but I will play a Mockingbird. 2 mana is invested into my Mockingbird, so I get a Psychic Frog. I currently have 1 less card than my opponent, but my Psychic Frog automatically flies, which is nice. I could daze something, doesn't really help. Seems like we're probably trading Psychic Frog hits, if I had to guess. Though my opponent can just have Fatal Push, in which case I will just instantly die. I guess if they pitch 4 cards and I pitch 3 cards, it's bad. Yeah, okay. I take a frog to the face. Not good for your long-term prospects, taking frogs to the face. Blue, Time Walk. Yeah, I think we're being bullied by power here. Ancestral, Time Walk, Sapphire, Treasure Cruise? Jeez. Yeah, all right. This is typically how a game where one player resolves Ancestral Recall and the other does not goes. We are extremely dead. Mulliganing. Bad for the soul. The good news is I fetched basics and I didn't get wastelanded, so small victories. Hey, maybe they have no cards that are good in their 8-card hand. You never know. Yeah. All right. So they can actually block. Oh, shit. They can fetch, jump, and block as many times as they want. So I'm dead. It's not good for me. Just mana drain. All right, let's go to the next game. We definitely need to fix our sideboard to have more cards to bring in this matchup. only being able to bring out one negation. I mean, the negations have been kind of good, right? Like, not last 2 rounds, we brought in the negations and they hit like treasure cruise and stuff. So maybe it's fine. Not sure this daze is very good. Gotta keep the fear in them though. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna be on the play this time. Hopefully we can have a nice modern opening of Guide of Souls into 2 Ocelot Prides and see how that goes. Yeah, if I had my way, I'd probably have 3 more cards to bring in for negations if possible. But it's not a huge deal. Like, it's still a blue card. I once again have a hand that does not contain lands, though I do have a Sink and a Stupor, which is a land, but not any that produce my white mana that I need. So another mulligan. This one has an off-color Mox for my my white 1-drops, but it's a keep. Probably just getting rid of the Sapphire, actually, so I can have Force, fetch a basic Plains, and go to Modern with my opening. I always play Guide first, right? Pretty sure that's true. I am not a Modern gamer, but I'm slightly aware. Fatal Push. Fatal Push protected by negation. Bad for me. Force back. So I'm just going to play Ocelot Pride and get it gunned down by a Bowmaster and lose? That's not ideal. that is not ideal. These games have been very different from the other blue-black games where we crushed our opponent. Oh, that is a good draw. That is quite a good draw. They didn't play negation, so just jam this Ancestral. Nice. I'll play a new guide. It doesn't get Bowmastered, and then I have 2 prides. Oh, and a Wasteland. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Ancestral Recall saves the day. Uh-oh. I believe our day might have been saved. I think we were so dead without an Ancestral on the top of our library there. Oh, wow. Sometimes lucky. Hey, my opponent resolved Ancestral last game, so surely I get to resolve one this game. Snuff out? No. Oh, no land drop, though. Brainstorm, no land drop. Snuff out. Snuff out's going to save him here because they were about to get really bullied by the cats. Please don't force this cat. Please don't force this. No. Oh, no. Well, am I playing a 1/1 Mockingbird? Probably not. Uh-oh. Anyone's game. Wasteland. I don't think I am playing a strip mine to get wastelanded. 2 wastelands. Tameo. That's a pretty good one here. That is a pretty good one here. Tameo's been pretty good today in general. It's not a big card in Vintage, but it's been great. Ooh, an Ocelot Pride as well. I think that means I am just supposed to get 2 prides in play. All right. I think that's turning the corner. Oh, Tapland. My favorite. Got him. How many objects do I have after this? Should I like not crack my clue or something? Let's see. I have 7 objects. I'm gonna get a 9th object. I'd have to not use my strip mine and not crack my clue. Oh wait, I can play my strip mine, go to end step, and then do it, right? And then I can strip mine. Woo! Big. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. Sure, you can check out my force in hand as well. Oh, that was pretty dope. That was really cool. Okay, all right, got a win. We finally had a game that was close. All right, one more time. Yeah, we got our extra clue this time. We figured out how it worked. Last time we didn't get our extra clue, so. All right. Oh, that's true. Yeah, if opponent had wasted my strip mine, they could have prevented me from getting a clue and an extra tokens. Right, that's true. I didn't even think about that. All right, here we go. We got removal. We've got guides. We've got Tameos. Okay, this hand looks nice. Please don't ancestral me, bro. No. All right, fair enough, I guess. I think I am fetching a basic plains here, which is a little bit dicey, but am I getting dazed on my guide? Misstepped on my guide? Forced on my guide? You have 8 cards in your hand, opponent. You can do anything you want. Force my guide. Pitching drain. Negations stranded in my hand, being garbage, as per usual. All right. I at least can protect my March of the Otherworldly Light. No, 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 no. No, 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 not strip mine my basic. Anything but that. Oh, Tundra. We're gaming. If I got my land wasted, what is the best card to be in play? I guess it's Tameo. Because I can just pitch negation to negation and I can still march something. Brainstorm. Resolvers. No basic is safe on Justin's stream. It's just not a thing. I tried to play around Wasteland. Nothing mattered. All right. Hopefully we don't get wastelanded here. Let's see. That is a negation target. I'm in. F6. Sapphire. All right. Sapphire. Tabernacle? No, there's no, they didn't. They saw the cats and they said, no, not this time. Oh, that's too funny, man. That's actually hilarious. Oh, shit. Blue, black. What are they gonna do? Play a Bowmaster with a Tabernacle in play? Shieldred's Edict. All right. Tamiyo down. I've invested. Yeah, this card's not very good against Wasteland, but maybe it doesn't matter. All right. Guide of Souls. Blue? Drain? All right. Okay. Fair enough. It's bad. It's bad for me. Okay. Well, I am in trouble. Top! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I also drew all 3 negations in this game, by the way, chat. Not ideal. Cruise? Negate it? Yes, negation's broken. Never mind. Simply just keep all the negations in. It'll hit a delve spell eventually. They bought Lurrus. All right, I want to hit some lands, please. No. All right. Okay. I guess we're forcing cat. Or no, they're not playing cat. Okay. All right. Fetch. Blue. Gifts? What is this? What is happening? Wan Shi Tong. Draw a card. All right. Pay for my Wan Shi Tong. Attack with my Wan Shi Tong. All right. Okay. Blue. Black. Frog. This is bad. I just think I need to let this resolve, draw a land. Or a white spell. A white card works too. I guess that technically works in the terms of getting me a frog. Okay. How much you paying for, opponent? Fatal push. All right. I guess I'll just counter it. It's kind of my last legs here. Let's see. I'm already flying, which is fun. So my opponent's hand is Lurrus and an unknown, and then drawing another unknown. Yeah, I mean, it's been rough. It's another game where my opponent resolved Ancestral, right? Take a bajillion. Looking a little dead. Looking a little bit dead. Should I remove the Wan Shitong, or should I discard both cards to kill it in combat? Both of those are bad for me. I think we attempt to remove it. No, what is this? Bowmaster? What is this? Another Wan Shitong! Where are all these owls coming from? Oh, and this one gets bought back with Lurrus. Oh no, wait, he doesn't, he just kills it straight up because it's a 2/2. Alright, I'm out. I've invested. Alright, well, this didn't go super well, but it wasn't bad. I think the only like real egregious oversight was probably I forgot to put Brainstorm back in my deck. We got, who would have guessed? Hoot hoot motherfucker, and this owl is foul. Yeah, these are definitely people coming from Caleb's stream. I think I only want one Tameo. I think I want one Tameo that I can, oh, maybe that I can tutor for. And then I kind of feel like the sync is bad. And then I can, I don't know, maybe put the swords in. And then the sideboard, I can get, I mean, this means I have even less cards to bring in. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the problem is. The problem is like nonsensical hands mulliganing, and then sometimes we just get like way overpowered. But I'm not really sure what you can really do about that. I don't really feel great about any of the choices. I feel like I want to take out this Flux and grab a Path, or maybe just another March. Maybe Path is better. Path is probably not better, right? Can't be Prismatic Ending, so I don't have... Because I don't have an extra color. I'll just get an extra piece of removal in the sideboard. Yeah, that's probably where I would go next. I thought, well, yeah, I mean, that's obvious. that wasn't really the question. That was not a question we were posing. I just wanted to play with Ranger today, and I actually thought Ranger was quite good. The Mockingbird Ranger loop was an interesting one that I wasn't really aware of before I made the deck and played with it, where you can Ranger for a Mockingbird, then Mockingbird a Ranger, and Ranger for a Mockingbird, and just get a bunch of 3/3s that can be sacked to silence your opponent. That was pretty cool. Ranger Tameo came up and was reasonable, and then obviously these Guides and Souls were threatening. Like, when they didn't get answered, they did win the game. The problem is there are a lot of answers, especially Bowmaster on Pride is a pretty annoying one. I will say that, like, our deck doesn't really have draw engines, so it is kind of like, do our cards line up in a way that works? And when our cards lined up, our deck was pretty good. And when our cards did not line up, our deck was pretty bad. And that's probably just to be expected. Even when you play the Lurrus version of the deck, that is still true. I do kind of like the Rangers over like the Voice of Victory and Johnny's that we were previously playing, but I don't think it's better than like playing Lurrus, so little give, little take. But I do think that Mockingbird is pretty impressive. That card was quite good. Yeah, it was cool. Thanks for hanging out. More vintage content on the YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.